Okay. So right now, where are you located?
St. Louis, Missouri. Don't dox me, don't dox me.
St. Louis. St. Louis is actually pretty
Yeah.
fire. I'm from Milwaukee, but
Oh shoot, yeah.
I'm a
No,
trench,
man.
I'm a trench baby.
Nah, man, I'm trying to get out of St. Louis, bro. I'm trying to definitely like move to the bigger parts of the city, probably like definitely Miami, because like that's where like all the big connections, well, and info is.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
that makes sense. So I guess break down specifically what you guys are doing, because most people, well, I at least understand what you're doing, but break down specifically what you're doing for an info.
Yeah, so I just kind of run a marketing agency called Proof Stack LLC, and what we do is we're basically a full stack agency. We partner up with creators. We either publish them or we just like scale offers up, whenever it's, mainly the making money online niche. And for example, one of our clients right now, he's in like a brand new niche, not a lot of people are actually doing it now, called Depop dropshipping. We're selling a mentorship slash course on it. Obviously,
Mhm.
we're doing, organic, posting a lot of ranking videos, drive it to a VSL with the call funnel, and we're basically manage the sales team, booking it in, and what I mean, like that's kind of like the entire like regular
Mhm.
growth op agency kind of biz op that everyone is kind of running nowadays. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So you guys manage the sales team too, right?
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, so like we're full stack.
Okay, makes sense. So I guess which, because I feel like every company or every guy that I talk to, they have their own type of niche. Like I know some guys that only work with like trading guys. Do
Oh
you have
yeah.
like a specific alley that you guys go to, or is it just if the numbers make sense?
Yeah, honestly, man, we try to like we're very focused on diversification. Honestly, we don't really have a specific niche. It's always kind of like when it comes to like niche per se, like I guess like, it's kind of like a bubble per se. It's like yeah, like, we're mainly focused on the making mo like money online space. You know what I mean? Because like obviously, as much I don't think a lot of people understand, but like when it comes to info, it's so hard to sell info because you're selling basically nothing. You're selling a transformation for people. You know what I mean? It's not like you're
Right.
selling a like it's not like you're selling a water bottle per se. Like people can actually like visualize a freaking water bottle in their faces. You know what I mean? But like,
Mhm.
oh, making 5 to 10K a month or like being ripped as hell, like you can't even like you have to sell that transformation, which is like non-existent for them at that moment, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
obviously, what makes it easier is obviously, like they invest in it and like they make more money back, you know what I mean? That's why it's kind of easier to sell like make money online offer versus kind of like, oh, like a hobby offer, like or like get women offer, you know what I mean? Because you're not making that money back per se, you know? But
Yeah, I mean, I used to do, yeah, I was doing high ticket. And before it was like, if you're not selling something to where there's an automatic ROI, especially like you said, when you're selling just something like a digital product,
yeah.
it's like, it's kind of tough because, especially for example, like I see there's a lot of like these, dating coaches and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're all trying to target, they always say like high performers or busy professionals. It's like, well, first of all, what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they're, busy. But also I feel like a lot of the time it's like if you're selling a 10K offer to a guy and it's saying like, yo, I'm gonna help you get this amount of dates. It's like that's probably not gonna change unless that guy's like some incel. It's probably not gonna change
Yeah.
much his
Unless
life
it, like
versus
he just
hey,
want to fuck.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Versus like, hey, I can help you make X amount per month. So how did you get started with all this?
Yeah, man. So it's kind of like a long story, but I kind of summarize it. So I was watching a random ass like Minecraft video, right? This is like so off topic, and
Mhm.
this guy like he had a sponsorship, and it was basically like it wasn't a Fiverr per se, but it was like Skillshare, I think. And it was like, oh, get Skillshare for like 60 days or like whatever, right? I hopped on it. I saw copywriting, like whatever, right? Mind you, I didn't even know what copywriting was at the time. I watched it for 2 weeks. I quit it because it was super boring. This guy was talking about how to like write blogs and shit. I'm like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Then I switched to coding. It was pretty cool and whatever, right? But I wasn't like, I guess it was kind of I was still a newbie per se. I was in my retarded phase, you know?
Mhm.
And I saw a Tyson 4D video about make 10K monthly copywriting, and I knew copywriting before because of Skillshare. I watched it, I was like, oh shit, okay, this is a different type of copywriting. Let me hop on it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And no shade to Tyson 4D, but I was about to buy a $997 course, but I was like, you know what, bro, I feel like this guy's scamming me for some reason. Like, let me just like keep my money real quick.
Mhm.
And obviously I worked my way up like kind of like the info ladder a little bit, like bro. Side note, the info's like it's like a cesspool, bro. Like, everyone has their own clubs, everyone's fucking each other, like everyone's dating each other. Like it's kind of like you're not loyal to anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you get a client, it's not your client, it's just your turn. You know what I mean? You turn the client, they hop to somebody
Yeah.
else. Yeah, yeah,
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Because like I mean, I'm running a similar business to where it's like we're running the full back end. The
Hmm.
problem with that I just saw with info is like if I bring somebody on and let's say, I build out an offer, I help them not only build out the offer, but I build out the entire funnel, I build out the sales team. It's like the likelihood that that guy gets poached or not poached, but the likelihood that that guy
Yeah.
gets outreach is crazy just because now everyone is claiming to be a biz op, even if, or sorry, a growth op,
Yeah.
even if they're not better than you. It's like these guys are getting 20 different DMs. And if you have a down week, as an offer owner, I'm sure it's pretty enticing to take a look at, oh, well, this
Yeah.
guy's claiming he's doing another thing. And that's the biggest thing too, is a lot of these guys are making bullshit claims. Like I get so
Oh
many
yeah,
DMs,
100%.
people sending me over looms, and like I don't have my own offer right now. I was doing a little bit of consulting before, but people were reaching out to me. Here's how I can help you get to 150K a month with your own offer. And it's like, my boy, I don't even have an offer right now, so you're just bullshitting. But
Yeah.
that can be tough. I guess for you, like what's your background as far as your first client? Because I know everyone
First client. I'm
different.
gonna be honest, man. Yeah, like before I answer that, I'm 100% agree with you with the loom thing. Like, bro, even if you're like a micro creator, bro, these micro creators, they get pitched with so many looms. And like my client at the time when I reached out to him, by the way, the current client working with now, I outreached him a year ago, and he only signed on with me because ours were relentless as fuck with the follow-ups.
Right.
Like, yeah, I like literally the day I signed him was the 1 year anniversary that I literally hit him up. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And he
that's
said
fire.
he, yeah, he said he was gonna block my ass, and then he's thinking what like yeah, like watch the Bloom and shit. It's like, okay, like this kid's fire. Like let me hire him. You know what I mean? But most definitely, bro. Like, dude, these like even with like smaller careers, bro. Like, dude, everyone's claiming something. Like, you had to be like, very unique in the space for people to actually like listen to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But for my first client, well, so I have my first client, but like I have a first client who actually paid me money. So I don't know like which I should bring up. You know what I mean?
I mean, let's hear about both.
Yeah, yeah. So first client, I'm not gonna put on blast or anything like that. I'm not gonna say his name or anything, but let's just say he was in the AI space, right? And you know, I shot him like a voice message, like a voice message, and like this was like before this came like super popular and stuff.
Hmm.
Obviously, he booked a call with me, and hopped on a call with him. But he was like doing like a marketing agency, like you know what I mean, funny enough.
Hmm.
But for some reason, my head at the time, money, I was like 14 at the time. I was like, yo, bro, let's create an AI offer for something, right? And I didn't know what the hell I was doing, man. Like I was just shooting blanks at the wall, bro. Like I didn't know what I was doing,
Wait,
dude.
you said you were 14?
Yeah, dude, I was on
Holy
call with
shit.
this. Yeah, I was like speaking some bullshit, bro. I was just copying what everyone
Crazy.
said in the space. I know, man. And at the time, I was like, what was going through that guy's head? Why did he even sign on with me at the first place? I don't know, bro. I must have had hell conviction or something.
Yeah,
And
probably.
mind you, the call was like 3 hours long, bro. It was crazy. This guy loved to yap, and I was like, fuck it, like let me just stay with this guy real quick. Maybe he was signing on with me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Obviously, we did. I created him the sales page, whatever. It got zero sales. I don't even know how we even got traffic at the time. He said he had a newsletter, but that was like 12 people. And I got no sales at all with him. Obviously, I dropped him because I didn't know what I was doing. And he was kind of like a
Hmm.
bad client per se. He was actually on a reality TV show.
Oh,
It
really?
wasn't, yeah, it was in Love Island. I don't think it was in Love Island, but it was a different TV show,
Something
you know?
similar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like, yeah, something like that. Obviously, right, honestly, like I have nothing bad to say to him per se. I mean, he was like kind of like a good like first time client, you know what I mean? It's just
Hmm.
that when I say bad client, it's like he didn't have the traffic, you know what I mean? Or like the offer wasn't really hidden. And
Hmm.
yeah, obviously then for our first actual ever client, bro, it was actually super funny. So I joined a copywriting program. I don't know if you know who this guy is, KJ Rainey. He was like super big in copywriting, so like that. Yeah, he's kind of like gone now a little bit. He's just the AI, like full AI and shit. But back
Hmm.
in the day, like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, he launched a copywriting program. It was like 5K, dude. He got me on it. I didn't pay like 3 to 5K for the actual program itself, but I was on like a payment plan. And mind you, I was like 16, bro. They rinsed my fucking money. I had like 1K in my
Yeah, I had
account
the
at the
same
time,
shit all
man.
the time.
Yeah, like, dude, fuck. But side note, these info people, they're ruthless as fuck, bro. Even though I know I'll be doing that shit, bro. I literally declined a kid. He said, "Yeah, bro, I'm ready to hop in this fucking high ticket mentorship, whatever." We took his $500. he freaking started crying. I was like, oh shit, dude, I'm sorry, bro. Like you fucking you consented to this shit, bro. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
for another
there's
day.
there's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, but. I was in the program. I got results a little bit. I got, outreaching clients, etc. But I never signed my actual client within the program itself. But then there was another guy. I don't know how the hell he was in the program. He wasn't even a copywriter. He was like, selling a low ticket, like, done for you YouTube service, whatever, like teach people how to grow their actual YouTube community. And he said how he needed video scripts or ad scripts or like something to write for him. I wrote for him, right? That he really liked it, but I didn't sign him at the time because he didn't need a copyright at the time, right? Then, like 2 months down the line, I reached out to him again, say, "Hey, bro, like, do you still need a copyright or whatever?" He said, "Yeah, sure, bro." He said, "How much I gotta pay you?" And this is the most smartest move I ever took. I said, "Bro, you don't gotta pay me shit. Let me just work for you for free a little bit, right?" And
Mhm.
obviously, I did some amazing work for him because obviously, this is when I gave some, like, this is what I gave some, some balls and competency, and
Mhm.
he really liked the work. He paid me my first like $500. Then he paid me another $750. So I made about $1,200 with that guy. And obviously I got pretty good testimonial from him and some results with him. So obviously I just rinsed that and that's how I got here.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's fire. So, I guess, like, what are your thoughts on the doing low ticket versus high ticket? Because at least from my background, it's like I'm obviously not doing info, so like there's no
Yeah.
really low ticket for what we're doing because we're doing all B2B. But like
Yeah.
as far as my ideas go, it's like low ticket, I'm not the biggest fan of low ticket. I
Yeah.
understand it's like you're liquidating your ad spend on the front end so that you're not only liquidating it, but you're also going to have leads. But the biggest problem that I would always see when I was building sales teams for high ticket companies is it was like if there is a 297 course, we call people up, it's like right away they need to go over the course and they're like, hey, I don't even know what I don't know yet, call me back, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah.
two
Consumption
months
is
down
definitely
the
the biggest
line.
thing.
So what are your thoughts on that? Because if you want, do you know Jeremy Haynes?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean Jeremy Haynes is like the biggest anti low ticket and like he just hates working with broke people.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like it would be pretty tough for you to actually filter out broke people if you are selling low ticket.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on
100%. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like I'm on like kind of the middle of it because I do know like obviously I don't know if you know this guy or not. His name is Gavin. He's kind of like the most popular like low ticket like course, not course but
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
low
yeah.
ticket.
He's mixed.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And obviously he's friends with Ryan Clogg, and obviously he kind of changed my perspective on low ticket courses. And also like you said before, like that is a big thing. It's kind of like low ticket kind of like it doesn't attract poor people per se, but it has a higher chance of attracting because like oh $97 price tag or
Right.
like under 1K, it's like oh cool, you know what I mean? And the biggest thing on low ticket from what I noticed, even with a high ticket, is that it's just consumption, man. Like everyone has shit going on in their lives. Like there's no reason like for them to like, consume something that isn't gonna get them immediate results. Unless they paid like 5K, like they paid 10 bands or something like that, they're not gonna freaking consume that shit, you know?
Right.
Yeah. But I'll say this, right? Obviously, low ticket can work, especially if you do ascensions, like you do 97 or then like a 3 to 5K offer, or you do $97, then 200 offer, 500 offer, then 1K to wait, 3K, 5K, right? I do see like the low ticket work, but also seeing that there's more like type of fun ones that people run with low ticket as well, right? There's something I think called a carousel offer where like basically, for example, imagine like there's a low ticket teaching people how to like take better pictures, right?
Hmm.
They're gonna have hella upsells with that offer itself. And my mentor told me this. And when they run paid ads to that low ticket offer, they also have another offer like for upsell, right? And if that upsell is doing very well, they'll actually create an entire new offer on that upsell, and they'll market that like upsell as a new offer. And they keep doing that over and over and over again until like they have a carousel of low ticket offers that's printing money left and right, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, I don't know how you sell a high ticket offer on that because who the fuck's gonna pay 35K on how to take better pictures, you know what I mean? But
Right.
there's probably more people like there's probably more information about that I don't know yet. But when it comes to my take, bro, honestly, bro, just sell high ticket, y'all. It's like 3 to 5K. Like you can make so much more money on high ticket, and it's kind of easier per se than selling low ticket. I guess because like yeah, sure, like make a banger YouTube video, drop people to a $97 course offer. At the end of the day, the churn is crazy, honestly, and you just have to like figure out more stuff with the low ticket, and a high ticket just gives you a better ROI for kind of like your stuff.
Right. I mean, yeah, because the biggest thing that I would see is like I was managing one sales team. So it was They were running low ticket. It was like a 297 course.
Mm.
Um, and granted, this was B2B,
Oh yeah.
consulting. So it was a low ticket course. We would call people up. And the problem is like the full back end marketing team, this was before, I started just taking it all in-house.
Yeah.
Like their whole
Pause.
thing was, well, we're liquidating the front end and shit like that. But it was like, dude, if you do the numbers, majority of these people, the reason why they're spending this money is because it's the only money that they can pay.
Yeah.
And then also like the sales cycles were longer because you call them up and they're like, well, I need to go ahead and take a look at this, yada yada. So that's what I saw the biggest
Yeah.
biggest
Yeah.
issue with is just those two because number one, it's going to attract poor people. Because even if you have a form that says, and we can get into this too, I want to hear
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
thoughts. But even if you have a form on there that says, oh, this is minimum, 5K investment, how much capital do you have, yada yada. It's like if you're just running a low ticket, they're not going to get to that form. And even if you put it on the landing page too, if people just see the price, they're just going to buy it, regardless if it says, business owners that are doing $1 million a year
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever the funnel is. What are your thoughts on because I saw a bunch of people talking about this. What are your thoughts on like having the form, especially like lead forms or just any application forms, like having financial information in there? Because I feel like a lot of people are lying. Because at least when I've tried to do it, a lot of people are just bullshitting. Like over 75% of people are just bullshitting on
Yeah.
the form, even if you make it very, very obvious. So what are your thoughts on it and what's kind of your strategy behind that?
Honestly, yeah, man. So when it comes to like overall application forms, like that's the biggest thing. Like, but people be bullshitting, man. I be filling out forms, and I be bullshitting as fuck too, bro. I be freaking signing
Yeah.
up to Jeremy Haynes stuff, Alex Holmes stuff, and I know I'm just bullshitting like just for the fuck of it, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
But when it comes to filling it out, obviously, for every qualified book call we actually get, we always have either us or our actual sales team dial it, and make sure like this person actually qualified, right? And this has saved us so many times because we have people, for example, like last week we had a girl that was like 25, whatever. She said, yeah, I'm making 35K a month. But I doubt her. And she said, yeah, I'm actually a stay-at-home wife. And mind you, she doesn't even have kids. Her husband's paying everything for her. And she
Hmm.
crashed his car. No, she crashed his best friend's car. And he said, yeah, like I'm not paying shit no more for you. Like you're cut off for the entire month. And she was
Right.
like sapping to me. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up, bro. I hung up on her, right? Like
Yeah.
nicely, you know what I mean? But also, yeah, bro, like I always like make sure I always like the biggest thing is read like dial the qualified leads. Never trust anything the lead tells you like on like the actual form because bro, like a lot of people like a lot of marketers may not know this, but do people lie? Like people's nature is to lie to you because they want to protect themselves. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like if you ask them how much they're making, right? Subconsciously they're thinking, shit, okay, I gotta kind of boost myself a little because if I'm telling them I'm making this much, they might view me as kind of like a poor person per se, or they might view me less, right? So I kind of like boost my little bit ego up, or they do some like bullshit math in their heads and they're thinking they're making more than like they're not, you know?
Hmm.
And yeah, and honestly, kind of like the biggest fixes on it is just to either um do specific targeting ads. Like it's like, hey, if you're making like X amount of money in 2026 or like you have an X job, whatever, pay attention to this, right? So for it increases the chances of them actually having money, and also just like dial every single fucking lead that comes in. You know, what I mean that's kind of the biggest thing,
Hmm.
and you just like prone them, bro, like probe their asses, like make sure like they got the money, they're hungry. Like those are two biggest things I look for in investments because they got the money, but if they don't generally do not want to join this offer or like they want to make money with it or do something like that, then there's no point of kind of
Right.
getting them on the call, you know? But yeah.
Right. No, that makes sense. Yeah, my whole background as far as like actually qualifying the leads is like 95% of it is literally just in the marketing messaging. So it's like obviously whatever headline, bro, every single time I write out an ad, it's always like you just got to assume, at least this is what I do, but I just assume everyone's just like the dumbest motherfucker on planet
Yeah.
Earth. And then I make note of it. So it's like for me, we're obviously doing B2B. So
Mm.
like I literally put in every single ad like this is for if you are both a business owner and doing over $1 million of revenue a year. If you're not doing this, do not click on the ad because we're going to disqualify you. Like I'll
Yeah.
put that on, the header. I'll put that on the form. I will put that literally as a question. And even still, like you get people that don't give a fuck and think like, you're bullshitting. Here's one question that I may have for you. I don't know if you have a solid answer is for example, so this is more as far as like media buying goes.
Mhm.
Let's say, for example, we're running an ad. It's $1 million a year revenue for business owners only. Let's say, for example, they come through the ad. I always put tags because we use Go High Level. I
Yeah,
always
yeah,
put
yeah.
tags on leads, auto tags. If they're under the threshold, it just auto tags them as unqualified. But how do we condition the pixel for a fact? Let's say, you fill out the ad, you say you're below the threshold, but I give you a call and you're actually doing above that. And like I can actually confirm. Is there a way to go back through the pixel without
Honestly,
screwing up the data?
yeah, honestly, from my knowledge, I don't know because even our team doesn't do that for real. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it really depends on, well, like the biggest thing, right? So obviously we have a scorecard, we track all right the qualified leads, and etc. Right? The only time I'll ever like really dig deep into the pixels if we're like calling all these leads up and the DQ leads are actually like the percentage of how many DQ leads are actually qualified leads, like that's super big like, in terms of percentages and numbers. That's when okay, like we need like it's not like we don't really need to fix the pixel per se. We need to fix the actual like qualification form or like something within
Right.
the ad or VSO process itself. You know what I mean? Because if a bunch of leads are downloading or like that are like quote unquote DQ are actually qualified, that means that there's something wrong with the actual funnel itself. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But if it's like every now and then or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't really see it as a big issue because at the end of the day, it's kind of like, do the like work that like that gets you to like 80% of the like results for 20% of the work, you know what I mean? And
Hmm.
obviously, I don't know like how big your qualification is, but obviously like, if it's like if the DQ is like very big, then yeah, like fix that, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
obviously we don't have that issue because like I mentioned before, like we don't like really look deep into it because obviously we just do the work that needs to be done in order to like get them like most amount of results, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
said I said a
essentially,
whole lot of nothing, but yeah.
no, 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 it makes sense. So you're pretty much just saying like, obviously the pixel's important, but like if you're getting just a shit ton of unqualified leads, then it's mainly just your funnel. The pixel can only do so much, but you should really just make it obvious in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
the funnel, correct?
And yeah, and one thing, and to kind of answer your question more like, oh, if this lead is like actually qualified, but they were DQ'd first and the pixel like said they were DQ, honestly, I only actually like change the pixel or I'll figure out how to change the pixel if the amount of DQs are actually qualified, the percentage is actually really high, you know what I mean? So for example, let's say like you get 100 people who are actually like DQ'd, right? But like, 30% of them are actually qualified. You have a 30% like DQ to actual qualified rate, which is really bad because obviously like, that means like something in the actual like application form is not doubted, right? So that's a big bottleneck that you fix it for later on down the line. Your pixels just like it just like refires it, like, everything's good. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, no, that makes
Yeah.
sense. I mean, yeah, from my whole background is like,
Mm.
dude, I hired so many media buyers because I always thought that they really try to teach you or tell you that media buying is super, super hard, when in
Yeah.
reality, it's
Just
not.
buy the shit, bro. Just buy the fucking app. Just buy the shit.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is like I spent like so many years where I would have a media buyer, and it's like
Mm.
I would obviously write the ads because I understand the psychology. But it's like I
Yeah.
would always have some Pakistani or Indian like be the media buyer. And then once I actually just started doing it myself, I'm like, bro, like why would I even spend extra a thousand
Yeah.
dollars? I could just do it myself, or just
Have
or just
AI.
eventually have, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, the whole psychology behind ads is mainly the marketing messaging, not,
Yeah.
the pixel and shit like that. So that makes sense. Um, what do you think of, you think it's possible to sell like info or coaching strictly on paid ads? Or here, bad question. Do you think um you can sell profitably info or coaching solely on paid ads in 2026?
Oh, 100%, man. Paid ads is like the move. I remember I was on a coach traffic ad. We were doing sports betting offer. We did about 82K
Hmm.
with that offer cash collected. And honestly, that offer like in the past couple months made about 122K at its or like 120K at its highest. And honestly, man, paid ads is probably the best way because obviously with organic is like the one thing with organic is that a marketer think or like a kind of growth operator thinks they could just go into a grow like an organic person's content or like and make sell a course like have a VSL do like do an Instagram story sequence whatever. But at the end of the day, dude, like you can't control who's actually coming through the actual form. You can't control how many views you get on YouTube,
Yeah.
etc. or Instagram, whatever, right? So and organic is a very slow traffic. And don't get me started on Instagram or TikTok. Those are brain rotted kids who don't have money for shit, man. Like be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly.
Like, have you ever bought a freaking offer from a guy who's like on TikTok? Like, no, bro, no one buys that shit for
Yeah.
real. Unless it's kind of like a freaking water bottle or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely, obviously, I do you know William Rivera? He's like one of
Yeah,
the most
yeah.
popular. Yeah. I was actually on an offer with one of his sales coaches. We were running his webinar offer, and the sales coach, not sales coach, about the sales rep told me how this guy William Rivera is like literally printing with just cold fucking ads, bro. Because they have the dial in webinar system. They have
Yeah.
dial ads,
I heard.
like everything. You know what I mean?
He's doing
And
auto webinars, right?
yeah. I think he's doing auto webinars. Then he's doing one actual like webinar once a week. And he's like, dude, and like they broke down the entire funnel, bro. I'll get some sauce on that later, but it's so freaking crazy, dude. I don't think bro. I know Carl Mace is doing this type of funnel. I know a lot of people
Mhm.
doing this type of funnel. You know what I mean?
So
But yeah,
it's all strictly paid ads to webinar registration.
yeah. And organic does help a lot. You know what I mean? But honestly, at the end of the day, if you're super good at like paid ads, bro, you can literally sell anything at all. You know what I mean? And make that shit
Right.
profitable. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's like my whole background is like, dude, like obviously paid ads is just way more scalable. Dude, the amount
Yeah.
of times that I try to just build out like organic. And it's like it obviously helps with building trust, but like, dude, on Instagram and TikTok, dude, I don't even have social media downloaded. I literally just have a VA on there, but like I have an app to where I can track all the messaging across all my platforms. And like I'll go to my comments from TikTok and it's like, dude, I don't even know why I even cross post my shit on TikTok because it's like retards saying like, "Oh, I'm sure you did this," like just people trying to
Like
troll. I'm like, bro, like
they're
honestly,
just
that's
so
a kind of
poor,
just a
man.
waste of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
But
the poor
like
mindset is crazy.
Instagram, I understand like Instagram, and then it's like you can just run. If people sees you on a reel on Instagram, it's fine to just run them to YouTube because that makes sense.
Hmm?
My whole thing is so we run a lot of paid. One thing that I want to do is I'm bringing on a software company and we're doing a deal. Like, what are your background as far as webinar goes? Because I know obviously webinars print and like I've looked at the Jason Fladlien shit. Do you think like for example we can run our webinar profitably with B2B software?
Yeah. When it comes to webinars itself, I do know a guy that actually works side by side with Jason. So obviously I kind of do know kind of like the webinar stuff. When it comes to actually like, principles and etc., man, at the end of the day, I want to say something that now like a lot of people agree with, bro. Like fuck the principles. Just look at what's actually working in today's market right fucking now, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yes, principles are principles for a reason, but dude, at the end of the day, you're gonna have a higher chance of making money by copying someone else's webinar. Obviously, use critical thinking, use like nuances like within an offer, etc. Right? But if you just straight up just like copy like 60% of it, dude, you're gonna
Mhm.
have a higher chance on making money with it. And also, man, like obviously you just make sure like do all video ads as well. Like if you truly like want to run a profit webinar, fuck statics. I learned this like secondhand myself, or by first hand. Fuck the static ads. Just do all video ads. Focus on VIP upsells because VIP upsells are a higher chance of actually showing the webinar and actually higher chance of actually buying the actual high ticket offer, you know?
Mhm.
And honestly, just focus on like AOV and don't fuck the CPO. At the end of the day, like the CPO could be like very high, but if your back end is like making like it's printing for you, bro, you're good on that, you know.
Right.
And honestly, just spam a lot of SMS, spam a lot of emails. Honestly, like don't be like a retard, like don't rape them, all that stuff, but kind of like spam a lot of stuff with it.
Right.
But and at the end of the day, if you're selling a like very good offer, like obviously like don't like teach them per se, right? Like this is where people get the misconception. You should teach them, right? But don't go to a point where like is like very boring per se, right? Just like show them the problem, the new way, the old way, why this works, why they're sucking. Boom, offer. You know what I mean? Like that's literally the only way to like really like do a very good like webinar pitch.
Hmm.
Like if that
Yeah,
makes
that
sense,
makes
in my
sense.
opinion. Yeah.
So, like, how far out should somebody run ads and run all the traffic before the webinar?
Yeah, man, probably like 7 to 14. My bad, not 14, about 7 to 4 days because obviously if it's above 7 days, the issue is that imagine you sign up for a webinar, right? The further out someone signs for a webinar, the less likely they're gonna show up to it because the commitment is very low, right? It's kind of like, you buy an Amazon product, the first week you're super excited, like shit, can this just come faster? But after the seven, like if it's like past 7 days, like I don't go fuck about this product anymore, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
The excitement goes down, right? Like it's all about the dopamine in someone's head. Like every action
Right.
someone takes is a dopamine that like they're waiting to get hit, right? And if someone signs up to webinar 3 days before actual webinar starts, and they're getting hit with emails, SMSs, their dopamine skyrockets, right? Like they're at their peak of it. So obviously they're gonna show up to the call, my bad, not call, they're gonna show up to the actual webinar, have higher chance of actually buying versus some person who's like 14 days out. They don't give a fuck no more. Like at the 7 mark, they're like, they don't give a fuck about you, who you are. Like, bro, you're gonna hit spam. They're gonna block your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So are you guys doing, let's say you run a webinar. Obviously, like I understand you guys got to make sure, you're running the emails before getting people hyped to hop on. Are you ever having sales reps dial them beforehand and say, "Hey, are you ever doing like pre-discovery and then getting them on, or is it all through SMS and email?"
It's all through SMS and emails, but I do know a bunch of offers that do discovery. It just depends on really at scale and which ones we want to focus on, right? Because for us, when we ran our webinar back in the past, it just depends because, mind you, this webinar we ran with this client, it was like very new per se with him. It was the first like day working with him, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
obviously we still had to get used to the actual team dynamics. We had to train the setters and closers and etc. So we didn't have the time to like say, hey, go dial all these leads, right? Now if we were like 3 months in the webinar, 100%, I probably would do that. You know what I mean? To like make sure the leads are actually good.
Right.
Yeah. But for something I do notice is that obviously, do discovery, it doesn't hurt at all. Like you could probably get an even higher show rate by doing discovery. Or I do know a trick in GHO where you can send an actual voice message or like a video to like send to the lead automatically if they like
Oh,
reply
that's
yes or something.
fire.
Yeah, and freaking like it prints, bro. But like the response rate and show rate is freaking crazy, bro. Like personalization always works the best.
So you can send voice messages and go high level.
Yeah. I don't know about videos though. I think like videos require different software, but 100% voice messages. I literally got that shit like one day ago. I was like, oh, wow, this is crazy. This
I'm
game
gonna have to
changer.
text you after this because I'm probably gonna start doing that because I
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
big drop off right now. Like I have a super for one of my companies, we have a super in-depth um, form, but people
yeah.
drop off. But also it
Yeah.
is B2B, so I'm not 100% sure if they're ripping their company phone. So that's one thing I gotta get around. What are your thoughts on Send Blue? I've heard some people
Ooh.
say good things about it. Dude, it's expensive.
Yeah. It's freaking crazy, which is I don't know, man. It's freaking. I've personally never used SendBlue, but of course I worked on offers that actually use SendBlue. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'll say like what they said. What they say is 100% true, bro. Like freaking blue messages, bro. Everyone like wants to get a blue message. Like fuck the green messages. You know what I mean? Android
Yeah,
bullshit.
100%.
But I feel like at the end of the day, it's just a tactic. You know what I mean? Tactics die off at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like what comes down to is just overall, can you do good marketing in order for them to not give a fuck about if the text message is green or not? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
And yeah, I mean, as long as you're like, bro, I guarantee you, bro, if you're super excited, like you see some guy saying, yeah, I can help you like do X, Y, Z, whatever, and like you're actually like, super like dialed in, like you actually want to buy this guy's offer.
Right.
He sent you a text message. You're not gonna give a fuck if the text message is green or blue, bro.
Yeah,
You're like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
100%.
But yeah.
100%. No, I agree with you. I know a bunch of like B2C companies that they're so obsessed with getting Send Blue. It's like, dude, I mean, that does make sense. I mean, the average consumer is a lot dumber than, if you're doing
Yeah,
B2B. But it's like if you just get somebody excited, they're gonna respond regardless of
yeah,
what it is. Plus, if people are filling out a funnel that they're remembering, it's like if they get a text right then and there, it's like they're
yeah,
gonna respond to it. So that makes sense.
yeah. And I'll say
Um,
this as well. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah,
When it
no,
comes to that, yeah, when it comes to that, it's like, dude, before Assembly existed, people were still printing millions of dollars a month without Assembly. You know what I mean? So but they can still print money without Assembly. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a shiny object such that they think is gonna help like get to the next level, which it could. But at the end of the day, it's like you're just relying on a tactic and not actually like being good at your job. You know what I mean? Or being good at like what you're supposed to do.
yeah, no, that makes sense. Are you guys doing any is everything um webinar and call funnels for you?
Yeah, man, you never catch me doing a low ticket, bro. Fuck that shit. But when it
Yeah.
comes to like, yeah, it's always either, a VSO, like a call funnel, webinar funnel. I always wanted to do a challenge funnel or like a massive, like event funnel. I did an event funnel with Brez back in the past, but it's kind of like I was just a copper at the time. I was the one kind of like managing it, but I would love to do an actual challenge funnel, bro. I heard they freaking print like crazy, but
So
it must be a lot
what,
of work.
so give me an example of like an actual challenge funnel.
Yeah, I mean, for example, it's kind of like, we can run ads to a 3-day event. It's kind of like, oh, make your first $1,000 online with my 3-day workshop. And each day is kind of like a workshop thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Like, yeah, yeah. So that's kind of like, it's very similar per se, but obviously, like, there's a higher chance that you get less show up rates throughout the entire, like, at the third day versus first day, right? But you do get a higher chance of piffing. And people who actually show up to the third day are more like likely to actually hop on the calls and piff, because obviously, like, they went through an entire like nurture sequence within 3 days, you know?
Right. So, for example, let's say you're doing like a challenge funnel for a trading offer. Some people get in and they're basically doing the challenge with you 3 days, but on day one they haven't bought. Correct? They're
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
coming in and then by day three they're working with you, so they're already technically, I guess, bought in with
yeah,
sweat
yeah,
because
yeah.
they're working, and then from
Yeah,
there.
it's all about yeah. It's kind of like how I feel. It's kind of like how I feel like a challenge run is kind of like a longer webinar with more moving parts. You know what I mean? Obviously, the ROI is kind of there a little bit if you know what you're doing. But like for me, I always say this, right? Never do complex shit if you do not have the team or the experience to do it. You know what I mean? Always like work with somebody, like always do a funnel, in my opinion, with someone who's actually more experienced than you. Then like after you like run two or three of them, then like do it yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's my biggest thing.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Right now, what are you doing as far as AI goes? Because obviously, besides from the surface level stuff, like, are you ripping anything crazy that most people aren't?
I mean, yeah, man, of course, like for the service level stuff of AI, I'm just like writing copy with it, right? But when it
Mhm.
comes to, AI in general with Claude, I connect Claude to Hixu, I connect Claude to everything, right? And I just basically like rip a lot of video ads and static ads to where Claude's connected to like Hixu with an MCP. You freaking tell Claude to do something, boom, it rips it out. You can download the file instantly, and you're like, you got that, right? But also, obviously Opus 4.8 and Sonnet, my bad, not Sonnet, like Fable 5 came out,
Mhm.
and I'm currently setting up a Facebook ad clawbot to where it's like searching my entire Facebook ad library to where I could just say, hey, find me ads in this certain niche, whatever. It would just like rip it for me. It could be put in one place. I could just like swipe it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, and obviously, Claude is like crazy, man. When it comes to also marketing in general, like connect Claude to like perspective funnels. I don't know you know perspective funnels or not. Like it's like
Mhm.
yeah, so like it's kind of like a popular funnel like now rising, bro. You can connect Claude to like a bunch of funnels and literally just have Claude code entire good looking funnels with what's the like everything in it, and you can have like a sexy looking high conversion funnel with, like within 5 minutes, you know.
Mm.
And also, like, bro, I automate like basically everything with Claude unless like it's kind of like an email I have to do whatever, you know. And
Right.
yeah, but the one thing I say is, bro, ecom people, bro, they're hella crazy with Claude, like Claude. Bro, I'm gonna say this, like, info people are like a year behind ecom people. Ecom people, they know how to
Right.
sell it to the max, bro. They're super good at it, bro. Like black snake oil bullshit, bro. Like they know what they're doing.
Yeah. My whole background is like, with high ticket, if you're selling high ticket, like obviously you need to be a good marketer.
Yeah,
But for example, if you're selling something that's $2,000, I would say a good percentage of it is part of marketing. Another good percentage is obviously the sales team. But
yeah.
if you're selling, a low ticket, SaaS or low ticket e-com, it's like you really don't have any wiggle room for errors because your profit margin is so low.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like those guys are all dogs. Like, have you seen what's that? The Mark Builds Brands dude.
Yeah, 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 I got yeah. He goes
You think
crazy.
he's legit? I've seen some of his videos.
Um, yeah, 100%. I mean, honestly, like, I judge like somebody's legitness, not by results per se, because obviously like, anybody can fake the results, but it's kind of like how much they actually talk about, like how much they actually share, right? Because of course, it's kind of like an iceberg per se, right? Of course, the LARPers they can say the like bullshit at the top of the iceberg information, but someone says kind of like some deep shit like in like the ocean, bro. Like that's how you know they're actually tapped in. Like that's how you know they're actually doing something like within the marketing space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, I know if somebody's bullshitting or
Yeah.
if they're actually valid within like 2 minutes of watching a video. I mean, everyone knows if the dude's just posting fucking Lambos and shit. It's like, all right,
Yeah, Andrew Tate wannabe, bro.
this guy's bullshit. Bro, the biggest thing is like the amount of dudes that I talk to and they're like, bro, why don't you post like, your lifestyle or shit? It's like, my boy, I don't think anyone knows what type of car Hormozy drives.
Yeah.
Like that guy just showed you, like you can build a huge audience by simply just talking about business. You don't need to talk about fucking vacations and shit. Like all
Yeah.
he's literally doing is just talking about business. And granted, now that he's big enough, like his videos are a little bit more diluted because he's having this, but he's still talking about business. He's not,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
any of
Lifestyle
that
attracts
shit.
poor people, honestly, at the end of the day, man.
Wait, what was that?
Lifestyle videos slash lifestyle content always
Yeah,
attract poor
exactly.
people. Like, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, subconsciously, they just focus on the result and not actually the hard work that comes with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's like my biggest problem with the short form. It's like, dude, why would I condense? This is why I really just clip like training
Yeah,
videos
yeah,
and
yeah.
videos like this is because it's like, why would I condense like my past 6 years of knowledge in like marketing and sales into a fucking 15-second video that's also gonna get
Yeah.
just pushed down in the algorithm versus if I can just film a YouTube video, it's not gonna get pushed down in the algorithm
Yeah.
as much and
Wait, now you're saying about
that.
this. Yeah, wait, now you're saying about this, bro. This could be a new type of funnel that people can run. Basically, I don't know, you know something about TikTok added like a timestamp to where you can post like super long videos. This might not work, but you can literally have a VSL uploaded to TikTok and maybe you can get some organic views or whatever, you know what
Oh,
I mean?
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I know people bring webinars on actual TikTok itself, like TikTok Live, but actual VSL like on TikTok, I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but it may work. It may
Yeah.
be popping in the future, bro.
Yeah. I was thinking about running. This was like 2 months ago. I was kind of
Mhm.
just trying to figure out like, bro, I can always do more. So I'm thinking like, bro, I might run it my own offer. So my whole
Oh yeah, bro,
background
do it,
was
bro. Yeah, do
I was going to do, I don't know why I thought of this, but I watched so many different videos and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna make a VSL on Instagram. I'm gonna just run it and I'm just gonna pin it. And it's gonna be because Instagram, you can still post
yeah,
pretty long.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be 5 minutes, and I was gonna do a profile funnel. But then, dude, I'm talking to everyone that's running a profile funnel. It's like, bro, I don't want to have to manage. I'd rather just run a call funnel versus have
Yeah,
a bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
DM setters and shit like that, like going through around that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when it comes to profile photo itself, it's like, yeah, like obviously Nick's setting, I think he does it, right? I think it's the guy that created it. Also,
You guys
it
good.
does work, but like there's so like I mentioned before, like every single type of funnel works. It just depends on what type of funnel for you specifically is going to give you like the 80% of the results while working to like 20% of the work. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I don't think the profile funnel is going to get that. You know what I mean? Because like it requires you to like make a lot of videos, have good organic content. If you're banned, you're cooked, man. You wasted so much time.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like a scrappy way of getting, you know,
Yeah.
your next 20K a month, but you're not actually going to scale. What are you guys doing as far as like sales wise goes, like sales training or like just like building
Oh, bro,
systems with your
yeah.
sales team?
Dude, this kind of mad. This is kind of funny, but I know a guy. I'm not gonna say his name right now, but he was one of like the LLC like Pierre's Pro Pierre's sales rep guys. He gave me like all the scripts and stuff that Brez and Fredo are running, bro. And I literally swiped that shit, made an entire Google Doc of everything.
Oh,
I
that's
tell my
fire.
sales, yeah, I tell my sales, yo, bro, go in here and learn every fucking thing. You can like killer sales rep. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna put this guy on blast or anything like that. But he literally blessed me, right? But obviously, not a lot of people have that advantage as I do because I got a lot of connections, right? But well,
Mm.
I'll say this, right? This is a tactic, but dude, hire more women closers, bro. Like they are
Yeah.
sickening, dude. And I'll say like, bro, girls just know how to communicate more. And honestly, if you have a hot 10 out of 10 Asian, blonde, Mexican, white girl, bro, especially a blonde girl, bro, like your closers will go up the roof, especially if the other leads a guy and the girl pops the titty out, bro. Like that's some cleavage a little bit,
Yeah.
dude. Like, it's gonna
That's
go crazy.
Dude, the amount of times I get on calls though with like girls and they'll message me and they'll say, "Yeah, I just got my certification." I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
Strawberry
no!"
Sabs. Let me guess. It
And
was Strawberry
then and
Strawberry
then
Sabs.
we'll be talking and it's like, I'm like, "Well, I guess like let me ask you like what you're looking for." "Oh, I'm looking to make X amount." And I'm like, "Well, have you ever made X amount?" "No." "Okay, well, I guess what are you gonna do to get there?" "Well, I want to work, I just want to take, like 4 calls a day." It's like, okay, so you've never made that amount of money. you want to get to double income, but you want to take less calls. Like how the fuck does that even make sense?
Yeah.
That's the whole issue with people biz hopping sales. It's like, bro, sales is not a fucking business model. Like it's a full-time job. Even if you're ripping remote sales, you still have to grind. Like anytime that I was doing
Yeah.
high ticket, I never made like good money if I wasn't grinding. If there was weeks that I wasn't working, you're not getting paid. So it's like that's the
Yeah.
whole issue with people. It's like they just assume that they can just hop on like 4 calls a day. It's like, bro, the reality is plus if it's B2C,
You're
probably
cooked.
maybe
Yeah.
3 of those calls show up on a the best day possible. And then it's like maybe 2 out of those
Yeah.
3, even if it's good marketing, they qualify. So
Yeah.
that's the whole
It's
issue
on
is
paid
people are just
traffic.
selling courses on literally everything. Same thing with
Yeah.
BizHop too. The amount of people that are selling, either sales agency or growth up, um, courses. People are going
Yeah.
from complete beginners to buying that shit. And then they're trying to build a sales team. And they either have never been a sales rep or they're trying to build, an info marketing agency and they've never run ads or built funnels. It's like, dude, this is why everyone's getting so annoyed with everyone's outreach. And
Yeah.
even
It's
if you're good,
crazy.
even if you're
Yeah.
good at what you do, if you outreach, you're literally getting cooked by everyone else who's getting bad results because they're just ruining the whole
Yeah.
industry.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like when it comes to like your first point as well, like they thinking like these girls think like they can like make like take 3 to 4 sales calls a day and make money. First off, if you're not organic, bro, like that shit's probably not gonna work out. Like
Yeah.
if you maybe like you're on the top organic offer, or whatever, that could work. You know what I mean, I'm like that could work, but it's all on paid traffic. You're fucking cooked, bro. You're cooked. You're cooked. Cold traffic is crazy, but. I guess like the only true way, like in my opinion, like when it comes to the biz op world, there's two types of biz ops and niches, right? There's the skill set side and there's the actual business side, right? Learning how to like,
Mhm.
sell, like learning how like, to organic drop shipping, doing TikTok shop, that's a business. But when it comes to actually like skill set, like remote sales, copywriting, growth operating, like whatever, right? Media buying,
Mhm.
etc. You're not gonna make that much money in a sense as long as you're not like I mean in a sense like the money you make is equivalent to the value you provide in the hours you work. You know what I mean? And
Right.
the only true way to make a lot of money while working less is also to like create an actual business with that skill set. Like maybe something like sell a growth operating course, sell a sales rep course, whatever. Shelby Saps, for example, whatever. She's freaking
Mhm.
printing, bro. And so yeah, at the end of the day, it's kind of like it's easier to make money with a biz op, like with an actual business model than with the skill per se, because you have to actually learn the skill itself, right? But in the long term, like in the long term, you gain more knowledge and you gain more experience by learning a skill than actually learning a business model. Because a business model can only teach you so many things, because like, it's kind of cap per se. But with a skill, you can learn so many skills itself and you can go and, do
Mhm.
something else, right? And like another thing, yes, but there's so many growth operators out there that just freaking watch an Iman course, that like watch an Eddie Cumberbatch course, and thinking, oh yeah, I can freaking do
Yeah.
this shit, bro. No, you can't, man. And I'll say this right firsthand, bro. I could have became a growth operator way sooner than I wanted to, bro. I could have been freaking ripping BS, right? But I was like, you
Mhm.
know what, bro? Let me climb the ladder. Let me learn everything I can from all these other influencers, right? I worked with Pierre. I learned, how to do better copywriting. I learned, how to like run ads with another offer I was on. I was working on Jordan Balance, like my bad, Jordan Balance offer, TikTok shop at the time, and I learned
Mhm.
so much more copywriting with it. I worked on other offers. I learned how to run paid ads with this Bill Harrison guy. I learned like all the aspects of growth operating than I did like growth operating myself. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
that's kind of why like I have a good success rate because obviously I have the money to prove it because I worked my way up and also I have the skill to prove it. You know?
Yeah. And dude, that's like the same thing with me, like before, because obviously before I started doing all the marketing in-house, like I was running a sales agency. Even before I started my own sales agency, I'm like, I need to ensure that, well, I already built like the skill of closing deals. I'm like, bro, I need to ensure that first off, if I'm working with a company and I'm their sales manager, that we're cooking. It's like
Yeah.
from there, dude, I did that for probably 2 years, started my own sales agency. And then once I started doing the marketing in-house, I was already running while I was running my sales agency, I was running ads for just my own offer to prove that I could just go to the whatever business owners that I'm working with
Yeah.
and say, hey, instead of you paying this guy, you're already paying me for sales management. Let me just take it in-house. So it's like there's so many guys that are coming to companies. And look, it's great to be delusional and to do outreach. But especially if you're doing service, if you're selling services, it's like, dude, you're gonna legit screw over companies, especially if they're paying you
Yeah.
upfront. It's so
100%.
retarded. And if you're doing paid ads too, you are literally spending somebody else's money. I can understand building funnels,
Yeah.
building websites, taking sales calls, but if you were spending somebody's money, it's like, bro, you damn near should just start spending your money
Yeah,
before
it's crazy, bro.
you go ahead and do that because that's crazy.
Yeah. You like dude like that's what people don't get is like dude like when running paid ads and such a bro like people don't understand like how much money it comes to like it goes into seeing results, you know what I mean? And if you're a beginner, like honestly, don't even go to these whale clients. Go to smart clients, pitch them like XYZ, right? And just do it up like don't do well, my bad, don't do upfront fee. Just take rev share of it because therefore the person is not losing any money. An example, like you might not get a lot of results with that small client, but you might get small results, right? And that's just gonna stack up on each other every single client, and eventually you're gonna have a portfolio of results to where you could charge a client like maybe 3 to 5K upfront in a rev share, and boom, they're okay with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you're a person who's like in a position to where you have results, you get what you do, but you're just not like getting like upfront like charging or my bad like upfront money, just go find bigger clients who don't give a fuck about the money, just pay you because like they freaking like who you are and like you get
Right.
results with it. You know what I mean? Fuck poor people, bro. Never work with poor people.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, that's pretty much why I only do B2B because it's like, dude, everyone's retarded. Like there's hella business owners that are retarded, but the likelihood that they're more retarded than just a regular consumer is probably a little lower.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. Have you done any full publishing yet?
Full publishing myself, like personally, not have not because honestly, bro, when it comes to publishing, dude, you have to literally spend your own fucking money, bro, which is crazy, right? And also,
Yeah.
like, there's so many moving parts because at the end of the day, like, you could do everything right, but if the creator or kind of like the mascot isn't actually doing the work you need to be doing, you're just burning money into the floor, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And don't even like I am like, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I'll stay in the info space for very long. I'm thinking of transitioning out of it. Maybe because, dude, it's so saturated as fuck, and everyone just like everyone has something against each other. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And my bad. I'll elaborate on that later. But when it comes to like publishing, bro, like from what I've seen, like people take out like American Express cards, max that shit out, and hopefully they pay that shit back with the info offer. If they don't, they're in debt forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah,
there's recklessness. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest reason why I don't do info. It's like, well,
yeah,
number one, everybody's bought a course, so everyone's trying to do the same thing. So like for
yeah.
me, I'm doing pretty much the same thing that you're doing, but I'm just doing it with B2B companies and more like
Yeah, that's smart,
companies.
man.
And we're just building longer. Like it's slower money because a lot of these companies they're not as cash flow at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
front,
yeah.
but I'm just building out longer
Yeah, which is the move.
reputation with them. Dude,
Yeah.
but there's been so many times where I've talked to, dude, especially like I'll talk to girls and I'm like, dude, I would easily just build an offer around you because it's so like that's literally what a fucking
Yeah.
Mr. 4 to 8 did with Shelby
Oh
Sapp. Like
shit.
that
Yeah.
shit would be so easy.
Oh, Mr. Port. Oh shit. Wait, he made an offer with her?
Yeah, so the
Yeah,
Airbnb guy.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
he's the guy that published Shelby Sapp.
Oh, crowd did not know that. That was crazy.
I don't know what the whole backstory is, but he
Hmm.
met her. He met her before she was.
He met her or like he actually always thought. Wait, stop.
Because yeah, no,
Yeah.
but he met her, and I think that she wasn't even doing, bro. I don't think she's ever done high ticket sales. She was doing door to door. I think he met her
Mhm.
around then, and then he just built it around there. But
No,
I
yeah.
mean, literally genius
Yeah.
because no one else. Now everyone's just a copycat if
Yeah.
they're a girl just doing it.
Yeah. But speaking of that as well, I do know that Prime, some guy, I knew like someone split the secrets to me. Like the Prime guy, like literally reached out to Logan Paul and KSI, and I think Lunchu as well, bro. Like if we could just put an offer around KSI and Logan Paul, like they're just the mascots, bro. They don't actually own the
Right,
company and shit. You know what I mean? So like, bro,
right.
publishing is freaking crazy. But I guess another thing is like when it comes to info, man, like the hardest thing is to exit, bro. Like you can like there's literally a hard chance you can never exit with info. I know Jimmy Farley. Do you know who that
Mhm.
guy
Yeah,
is?
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah, me and him, like we follow each other on Twitter. We talked in DMs a little bit about like because he's like looking to hire an operator for his TikTok program. He
Hmm.
was able to exit that shit because he had actual value within like in it. So like, he built a network within. He had
Right. There's
actual
multiple.
like yeah. But when it comes to info, like selling a fucking course, bro, fucking bro, the course has no fucking value. The person like itself, like you, the face, like Brez, PR, all that stuff. You guys have the value in it. Like the course isn't shit. You know what I mean? Like you guys are like the thing that makes it shit. You know what I mean? But
I
yeah,
don't know why more people don't think about that. I mean, bro, most people in info are pretty fucking retarded. Even if they're making, good money, a lot of these people are just so I need it right now. But
yeah,
like Ryan Klog is saying, like they're building multiple whatever he does like women's fitness. They have multiple faces of the brand, so that there's no risk to it
yeah,
because they're
yeah,
actually
yeah,
trying to build out the real company. They're W2ing people. They're now mainly focused on paid ads and things like that. So I mean,
yeah.
that's what I would do if I were ever to do info. It's like I would either go one or two ways. I would just find a chick or I would literally just do a faceless model
Oh
and
yeah,
just
yeah,
run like an
100%.
MRR and just do it strictly on paid ads. Because most of
Yeah,
these people, dude, the thing is too with all these guys selling BizHop is not only can they not exit, but they also have to spend literally 50%, if not more, of their income because it's for marketing purposes. Like,
yeah.
how many cars do those dudes, Brez and TJR, own? Like, they're
It's
buying
like
a new
crazy,
car every
man.
week.
Yeah, and freaking, I think like, bro, Brez crashes so many fucking cars, bro. I think it's a freaking like marketing stunt at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got
Like, yeah, yeah, that's a side note. But yeah, man, like what you're saying, bro, 100%, bro. Like, I don't think people actually look at when it comes to info. I don't think they actually look at like what could go wrong, right? For example, obviously, Ben Bader, he obviously passed away, right?
Mhm.
And that, like, I want to talk about him a little bit, not talk about him, but per se, but like definitely example, right? So like, imagine like you have a face for offer and that person dies, that offer is now cooked if it's like if you have no one else to run that offer. You know what I mean? Obviously, like the person died, it's sad and all, right? But when it comes to actual business side as well, bro, like
Yeah.
when it comes to info offers, bro, like Shelby Steps could die tomorrow and her entire offer can just go down the drain,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, because like, dude, like she's literally the face of it. Like you mentioned before, right? If you don't have multiple people being the face of the program or the offer, if one person dies, like because anything can happen in life, your offer is cooked. Like it's gone. You know what I mean?
It's not like you can, the thing is like you can, if the
Yeah.
person's alive, you can still fucking pivot and shit slowly. But like if somebody passes away or somebody leaves or they don't want
Yeah.
to do it anymore, it's like you literally cannot pivot it
Yeah.
for, another year, or it's a very, very slow cycle of you doing that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's why it's
definitely
kind
tough.
of yeah,
That's
that's
the
kind of
thing
why.
too with
Yeah,
like Lunchly in them. Like, are they even going to be able to sell?
honestly, I don't
Like
know. I
maybe
think
later on.
yeah, I think they're going down the drain a little because obviously like Logan Paul, KSI, and like Mr. Beast are like they're the face of Lunchy anymore. So like I mean yeah, like they're the face of everything when it comes to that side. So obviously like if they like split ways, people are gonna be super confused about how is Lunchy, how is Prime still selling if the faces of people are not even in it anymore. You know what I mean? And that's when like, people are gonna figure out okay, then like they don't actually own it for real. It was just like the mascots of it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's why, bro, being the face of an offer is so like bad per se because dude, everything relies on that like specific person and anything can happen, bro. It's like a person can like just fuck off for a year and like and you you cannot control them because why? Because they're the fucking face of the offer, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why I was thinking of pivoting to ecom or like SaaS because dude, no one gives a fuck who the face is, bro. As long as the product is actually good, they'll buy it no matter what, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like I was watching like Kyle Forgard, he was saying that they slowly, like the past 2 years, they stopped posting themselves on the Instagram as much because it was like they're just trying to get as high as a multiple as possible. Because if the whole brand was built around two, number one, that, but also if they were gonna name it something like with Nelk
Yeah,
instead of doing Happy Day, they're gonna say like something like Nelk Seltzer. And it's like they wouldn't be able to sell for as much even if they did if
yeah,
there was no like full branding around that. So
yeah, 100%.
that's interesting.
And honestly, this might be a hot take, but I generally think like info is like it's not dying off per se, but there's obviously like when it comes to the growth operating side, like dude, it's kind of like the big fish eat the little fish, right? Like you will only truly win in info if you're actually offer owner versus if you're a sales rep or you're like a growth operator. Because dude, you could like I guarantee you, the people who do most of the work isn't even the offer owner itself, right? It's the copywriters, it's the growth operators, it's the sales reps, right? But they're getting paid the least, right? So I'm thinking like later in the future, there's gonna be a transition to where like a lot of people in marketing are going to switch to a different actual switch to a different industry because they realize that only the people who actually win in info are just the offer owners themselves. You know what I mean? And I realize this
Yeah.
as well. You know what I mean? I'm kind of tired of it. So Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there's so many issues. Like, dude, for most of the offer owners, let's be honest, a lot of the biz op, it's like these guys aren't, I would say 50, over 50% of them, they're not doing what they say they're doing. Like,
Yeah. Marketing to
that's
the
number
max.
one. As far as like the workload, besides them taking the videos, it's like you're right. Like the operator is literally doing
Yeah.
95% of the work. And the biggest thing too is like, dude, I know so many sales reps who are just not getting paid. And it's crazy like how normalized that is. Cause like you
Yeah.
see that on Twitter or some shit, and it's like, damn, this is like another guy who just doesn't pay his team, which is
Yeah. It's
like
crazy.
mind blowing to me. Let alone like I always make sure my guys are paid like the day
Yeah, bro.
of, but like
Rare,
people
bro.
just don't even pay at all, which is like fucking insane.
I know, and bro, like reputation matters more than money, in my opinion, when it comes to like in the space. Yeah, I mean, 'cause at the end of the day, yeah, bro, like sure you see like 5 to 10K, like by not paying your team out, but at the end of the day, bro, they can literally just like expose your ass, and no one's gonna work with you no more. And dude, like you're nothing without like you're nothing like without your team. Like you can't make sales without the operator, you can't make sales without the sales team, whatever. You take that all away, bro. No one's gonna freaking like work with you anymore. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And obviously, like like. It's just crazy because I was with like a lot of bad clients, bro, and they don't see the issue with them doing this stuff. Obviously, I'm not gonna put anyone in blast or anything like that
Not
because
paying
obviously,
out.
yeah, all right, doing it because for example, right, like, dude, they can like take forever to do something and still put the blame on you. Like, bro, I am not God here, bro.
They
I
try to
cannot make you.
gaslight you. They
Yeah,
try to
bro,
gaslight you. It's like
it's
the
freaking
Sam
crazy, bro.
Millsap shit.
Yeah, freaking,
Have
that's
you seen the
crazy, bro.
video of him? And he's like, if I take my car to the shop and it gets broken, I am not required to pay. It's like, bro,
Yeah,
how does that relate to your sales reps closing deals? That's
yeah.
not the same thing
He
at all.
Wait, was it him or someone else that said like I'll pawn my watch to pay off my sales team or something like that? I think it was
Yeah,
somebody else.
that was him.
That was
He
him?
said
Dude,
he
that's
said I try to pay
crazy.
off, I try to sell my STO, but I didn't have any equity in it. And I tried to sell my watch and they wouldn't take it.
Yeah. It's like
What a
crazy, bro.
retard.
Like, how do people actually end up in this like position, dude? Because like, dude, like I think that like Twitter, like that Twitter like blew up the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, sometimes like bro, use that go negative and like in order to keep your like your reputation up and also like have a team that actually says, okay, wow, this person like even though like the offer fucked up a little bit, this person still paid us out of pocket. I respect this guy a lot. I'm gonna speak great things about him, and you know what I mean. And like that kind of like help you in the future, like prosper in the future more than like fucking like what saving 5 to 10K on like on payroll and shit. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I'll say this, right? Pierre, Corey, say I know like there's a lot of stuff going on with him. Like I'm like people say he's a good operator, people say he's like a bad operator, who cares, right? But at the end of the day, I'll say this, right? Personally working with him, bro, that guy is a fucking good guy, bro.
Oh, I've watched his videos. He looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, he always pays me on time. He gave me a bonus and shit, bro. That guy knows he's doing better. Like he's a respectful guy. He paid me fucking every single week, bro. When everyone else pays me bi-weekly or monthly, bro. Fuck, I couldn't do that no more, bro. Pierre, he paid me weekly, bro. That guy's a tremendous guy. He knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. Like he's a real legit motherfucker in the space.
Yeah, no, that's fire. I saw he just
Yeah.
got an office, but I saw some of his videos. I'm like, this guy's
Mm.
actually this
Yeah.
guy's actually legit. So when you're looking for a client, obviously, there's a handful of things, but like, what are you looking for in specifics to like money goes, as far as traffic goes, organic following, and all that stuff?
Yeah, so when it comes to that, obviously I look at, if they have a good organic, because at the end of the day, followers don't matter that much, but like traffic, like not traffic, but like engagement matters a lot more. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you have to be intentional, and being intentional matters more than anything else when it comes to the game. Like everything has to be doing something within the moving parts of it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a clock. Gears has to be moving for some reason, you know?
Hmm.
And more so like what while looking at clients, obviously, is this person making money? And also like one, are they actually be able to work with? Because dude, I would literally say no to a guy if this person's actually broke as fuck and there's like unbearable to work with. You know what I mean? Like from like past mistakes, right? I've
Right.
turned down an offer whereas this person was making like no bad my bad no. He had a massive organic audience, but like he was making any money right now. And I said no to working with him because he wasn't willing to pay me up front, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna work with a person who has potential because potential doesn't mean shit, bro. I've worked with a bunch of potential people. That shit
Right.
flop, bro. Like that don't it don't
Everyone has
matter.
potential, like
Yeah. Fuck that shit, bro. Like, bro.
potential.
Yeah, fucking. Oh, yeah, bro. It's like fucking high school hoe, bro. I mean, college girl, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, yeah. She has potential to like turn to a wife, but dude, she like that doesn't mean shit. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but
facts.
yeah,
How do you, because my biggest thing too is like, I am always thinking like, bro, I need to do more. But then there's some times where I'm like, bro, I just need to have a singular focus. So like for me, I only do like work with 2 to 3 companies because these are companies to where, they don't necessarily churn because I'm
Yeah.
in it in the long haul with them. So we're only working with, 3 companies right now, but the workload is pretty substantial. But there are some weeks to where I'm like, damn, I could probably take on 1 or 2 more people. So what's your kind of methodology behind bringing on enough people to where you can make enough money and then not making sure that you're not spread too thin?
Yeah, honestly, man, like the biggest reason people churn is because of attention to clients. You know what I mean? I've heard people that like clients have fired their t members because they feel like the person wasn't actually paying attention to them, like the person wasn't actually putting the work for them. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so I always say that always get 1 to 3 clients, lock in with them, like go through the bullshit of like go hell and back with them, and you will build a prosperous like client relationship, and you will build a hell of a good offer and company. Also, like depending on like, where you're in. You know what I mean? Because obviously don't get too greedy per se, right? Don't just hop on another client because you want more money per se. Like, think about the long term, right? Drop the ego a little bit and say, okay, what do I actually have to do in the next 5 to 6 to 12 months in order to get to where I want to be, right? Is it actually signing on another client, or is it working with this client and scale them further and further and like, and I could get more money with like, working with that client, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And the biggest thing for me as well is like it's kind of hard to drop your ego sometimes, you know, because your ego is like it's like literally protecting you, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I remember when I before I worked with Pierre, I literally had to get a job because like I was like fuck it, like let me just drop my ego like real quick like to get some money in. And when I dropped my ego a little bit, I was able to like spend more time being particular to how like who I outreach to versus like, and who I apply to, right? And obviously I landed Pierre. I said fuck my job, whatever, and I never looked back since. But all that happened because I dropped my ego and said, okay, can I actually, like what do I actually have to do in order to get to my next goal, right? And obviously the answer is basically like get 1 to 3 clients, lock with them. Sure, sometimes the days are kind of like slow a little bit, but that's kind of the cycle a little bit. You know what I mean? It's saying okay, like I do know this slow days, fast days. It is what it is. I have to lock in with these clients because I know they have potential to make me a lot more money in the future. You know? But yeah.
Right. So you only have 3 clients right now, or how many clients do you have?
Yeah, so right now we have about 2 clients right now. After the third one, we're done. We're not maxing no more. After the third client, it's crazy because
Mhm.
bro, like your attention is so finite, you know what I mean? It's so finite that like you shouldn't be spreading it very thinly, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like, dude, you can make thousands to even millions of dollars a month if you have like 3 solid, amazing fucking clients that love you who do anything for you, you know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Dude, there's 2 guys right now. I know we've talked about one of them, but there's
yeah,
another guy that you've probably seen too. He posts a lot about webinars and shit. But dude, it's not the 2 partners, it's singular guys. Bro, they say they take on 10 clients at a time. And I'm like, there
yeah,
is no way because they do full scale. So I'm like, they're full stack. There's no way that you are able to properly run all the marketing and all the sales. 10
yeah, it's
guys,
crazy.
there's literally no, like I'm running 2 and I'm grinding, every single,
Yeah.
there's no way that
Unless like they're actually the face of the offer and like they have like other people behind them just living away, you know what I mean? But that like that's
right.
when I can see that shit actually happening, bro.
But I
Fucking
mean, at
crazy.
a certain point, even if you're able to delegate it, like I understand, like,
Yeah.
you'll have a sales manager under you, a CMO and shit like that. It's like, why wouldn't, because at the same level, I'm sure they're probably at the same revenue.
Yeah, yeah.
There's more
I
of a headache
yeah.
because you have to manage more people. There's one guy, Jacob Levinrat. It looked like he's not doing shit. If you know Jacob
Oh,
Levin,
him. Yeah, yeah, bro.
he's
I'm
valid,
yeah.
but at least when I talked to him, he had like 25 to 30 people. And like he was about a W-2. Like he was running it legit, but I don't even think they run it anymore. So I'm
Yeah.
like, he's probably just spread way too thin, just managing so many people. Because I mean, dude,
Yeah.
if you're bringing on 25 companies, that's 25 or 5 copywriters. Every copywriter has five
Yeah.
companies. It's like, bro, everybody's spread way too thin.
Yeah, like there's too many moving pieces, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, bro. Like I'm saying like, bro, like at the end of the day, it's just people's egos, man. They think they could handle more like what they can. Like they think, oh, let me just sign more clients, I'll make more money. Like, dude, no, like sure, like stop thinking about the short-term gain and start thinking about the long-term gain, man. I wish I could kick myself in the freaking ass because like sometimes I literally made like stupid decisions based on short-term gains and like never long-term gains, and it always backfired on my
Yeah.
like on my ass, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The biggest issues that I've always had in business is like either doing too many things at once or changing to
Yeah, yeah,
whether that's like an offer for a company, marketing strategy, or just business model. It's like, bro, you just got to do one thing at a time. I always get this to where it'll be sometimes where it's like a Saturday and I don't really have that much shit to do. And I'm like, damn, bro, I really should have, I should get another a partner. And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
bro,
Don't do
during
that,
the
bro.
week though, I'll
Yeah,
cook myself. Like during the week,
yeah,
I'm ass packed. But like I'm just so like there's nothing else to do for me besides working. So it's like sometimes if I'm bored, I'm like, bro, damn, I could really bring on another person. But I
yeah.
know
That's the
it would
greed,
be
bro.
brutal.
Like that's the like that's the devil insurance. Like, yeah, bro, do it, bro, do it, do it, do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And honestly, bro, sometimes like you just gotta say, fuck it, bro. I can't, man. I gotta stick to the goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. So
I'll
I
say
guess
this. Yeah.
what's your long term play, or if you got anything?
Yeah. I long term, but boy, I might as well expose it now, right? So I always wanted to like get into SaaS because, dude, the accessibility of it. Oh my God, dude, it's freaking crazy with SaaS. Because at the end of the day, like I mentioned before, right? I stuck to info because I just like really loved it, you know what I mean? But after scaling so many offers, after working with so many offers, like I'm just tired of it all, you know what I mean? I'm tired
Right.
of like being the underdog. I'm tired of doing all the fucking work and the creators making the most amount of money, you know what I mean? So my big play is obviously switching to ecom, becoming like creative strategist per se, and obviously like write for a bunch of ecom brands, make a lot of money from it. Because obviously all I really have to do is just like script copy, which I'm amazing at, and also just like manage like the editors a little bit or like
Hmm.
whatever, like maybe like one or two of them, make a lot of money. Then either use the skill sets to like create a SaaS or just sell an ecom product myself and like become the brand owner. You know what I mean? Make freaking print with it. Because obviously, you know what I mean?
Right. Right, that
Yeah,
makes sense. I feel like too, with the biggest thing is like marketing and sales are going to be the biggest
yeah,
aspect.
yeah,
It's like you can build product or find a product pretty easily, especially if you're just good at marketing. It's like you can really just market anything. So like
yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
so
yeah.
many guys to where they just pivot from, running their own marketing agency in whatever industry. And it's like, oh, I'm just going to run my own SaaS and then hire, a CTO or whatever to actually build it. Or I'm just gonna run, ecom and have a partner that has a background in ecom, but I'm just gonna run all the marketing and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm talking about that's why skill set is so much more important than any business model you'll learn, right? Because like let's say like you print a drop shipping, right? Right, okay, fucking like as long as I mean if you weren't doing the marketing for it, like you're just doing kind of like regular drop shipping, bro, like at the end of the day, like you don't really have that much skill sets to like do SaaS whatever, right? There's like nothing
Yeah.
there, you know what I mean? For marketing or like sales, whatever, you learn the actual marketing, like you learn the most important skill in any business. It's like this is fucking how to get sales through the fucking door and then pivot to a different industry and you're Gucci, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, that's why it's good to have the background because I mean, regardless of what happens in your industry or your business model or something doesn't work out, it's like you're always gonna have those skills versus like I get it where, the face of the brand, I guess they still have the Instagram
Yeah.
and they have, I guess, the skill and the name behind it, but it's like if they gotta start over on their Instagram, that is gonna be, a bitch for lack of
Yeah,
terms.
100%, man. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like do a logical pivot to where like if someone's like watching this video and thinking, damn, bro, like I kind of want to pivot somewhere because like I kind of hate where I'm at right now, bro. Always look at which like pivoting position is going to give you the most ROI or has the best potential to give you the best ROI, right? For example, it's like, maybe it's ecom, maybe it's info, whatever. Maybe it's like, selling SaaS, whatever, right? I know some guy who's like, do you know Nathan Nazareth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a guy I know, me and my friends. He's Nathan Nazareth's CMO. He's been his CMO for like 3 fucking years, bro. And yeah, and honestly, like that guy never pivoted because he obviously like did the logical math. He said, yeah, like I'm gonna stick with Nathan Nazareth. He's gonna pay me a lot of money, so I'm gonna do great, amazing work for him. You know what I mean? And obviously, that fucking guy is making at least like 5 to 10K a month just off base. I don't know what the fuck he's making with freaking rev share, but he's definitely
Right.
making at least like 7K off a base,
hmm
which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
that's crazy. I guess any other thing you want to go over?
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like I don't know if you feel this now, but do you think like info is kind of like shifting a little bit? I don't know like, if you're in the space a lot more, but like I feel like
Mhm.
info is just kind of like it's getting like super like tiring because like dude, everybody has with everybody. It's kind of like a friend group per se, that friend group that like fucks each other, right? Everyone has been inside of everybody, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's just your turn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, well, for me, it's like I'm obviously not doing it right now, but like
Yeah,
I bought so much shit. And the biggest thing that I've seen is like it kind of went from like back in 2020 when I was buying shit. Like I started off buying like ecom courses, and obviously like I'm grateful that I bought it. But now, like once you actually grow up, it's like a lot of this shit, it just seems kind of very, very obvious. A lot of the biz ops, like when I see the marketing, it's like, dude, it's like this is very, very obvious. And it's like it's not to a very sophisticated audience. So it's like I really wouldn't want to sell it that
yeah,
much. But also I see so many guys where it's like they're going through so many different offer owners, like you said. They've been through like five different growth operators
operators.
and everyone knows
Yeah,
each other's business. It's like I would much rather just build a long-term business too, because I feel like even if you're building out per se, any type of offer, you got to constantly cycle it because there's new market trends and things like that. So like
yeah,
I've been not in this game for that long, but it's like I'm almost 25. I've seen for like 5 years so many people change their offer. They go from I'm selling this to I'm selling in a completely different industry. And from me, if I see a guy go from I'm selling this biz op to I'm selling, crypto or some bullshit trading offer,
yeah.
it's like
Meme
you
coin
you can
rabbit
just
hole.
see that's the biggest grift on planet Earth. It's just like
Yeah.
they're just trying to get the lowest hanging fruit. And it's like it's just really hard to see. Plus, once you're around it long enough, you just notice most of these guys just don't actually have money. It's just all for
Yeah,
them.
dude. They freaking LARP are crazy. And when it comes to like everything you said, like back to like kind of like thing where like so many people are just like bad at what they do, you know what I mean? Or, like, whenever they're the actual creator or whenever they're actually like the sales rep or co-operator, bro, like it's so like being good is actually much harder than being bad per se. Not my bad, not harder, but like it's actually easier being good because yeah, like whatever bullshit I was about to say. But basically, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
even if you're fucking good at growth operating, bro, you still have to fight a uphill battle because so many other operators have fucked up this client for you in the past. You know what I mean? And like when I say this, right?
Right.
When I said I've written copy for Emon for a while for Jordan Bound, people think I'm fucking LARPing because bro, like
Yeah,
they
because
can't
everyone does
comprehend.
that.
Yeah, like they can't comprehend that. Even when I have screenshots of me talking to people, or like screenshots like of them like going back and forth, for example, like dude, they don't believe it, right? And for me, right, I have generated over $7 million for my clients before I turned 18, right? Of course, I'm 18 now, but they still can't comprehend that shit because like they're thinking, how the fuck does someone do that? You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's like, dude, like it's crazy because, dude, like the it's kind of like 95% of the people in the space, they're just straight up hot trash. And even if you're 5%, like even if you're good or whatever, people do not believe you, right? So it's just a cycle of not choosing this guy who's actually very good because they thinking like you're a scammer or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's just a cycle, whatever, and it just sucks because that's kind of the main reason why I'm leaving the info space a little bit. Of course, I might still do growth operating, I might still like work with my clients, etc. But at the end of the day, I really see myself kind of like pivoting to just like selling like e-com or like doing a business where I could just like exit immediately. Not immediately, but freaking, exit like
Yeah,
later down the
exit
line.
eventually.
Yeah, like
Right.
Fredo and Brez, they freaking did the trenchies stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in the
I heard
long term
that.
too,
Yeah.
it's like if you're making, even if you're making 100K a month in info, when you're making money that quickly, and it's coming in every month, you're like, okay, well, fuck it. I can even spend, 50% or 70% of my income and I'm still going to make it next month. And then when that dies, you're cooked. But like when
Yeah.
you're building out, a company for the long term, like e-commerce SaaS, it's like on the front end, you're not making that much money per month, but you have to consistently compound it and it reinvests.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Financial
it's like,
awareness.
your lifestyle is not going to be as good as if you're an offer owner. But it's like
Yeah.
once you actually exit, because you have that delayed gratification, you're also getting a lump sum of money. And it's
Yeah.
by then you understand how long it took for you to make that money. So the likelihood that you blow it is probably not that high versus if you were to start your own offer and start LARPing, it's like you could get 50K your first month and it's like, oh, well, shit. Money doesn't mean shit to me because this is so easy. So,
Yeah. And I'll say this, right? It's like at the end of the day, it's like you just have to like just drop the fucking ego, man. That's basically like people like spend so much freaking money like on their offers and like die off because they don't know like they don't know what they're doing, right? Also, they lack financial literacy, bro. Like just because you're making 100K a month does not mean like you should spend 50% of that shit, bro. Like save
Right.
save all of it, like live below your means a little bit. And for me, bro, like as long as like I'm in a good city, like I have a good ass apartment, I'm chilling, you know what I mean? Like I'll get fucking be
Yep.
poor as fuck
Eastern
afterwards, you
privilege.
know what I mean? Yeah, 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 like bro, like like people like overestimate how much they actually need in order to live a good life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Well, the problem is too is once you start spending a fuck ton of money,
It's an
then
addiction.
you're immediately downgrading your lifestyle. And that's the toughest thing to
Yeah.
downgrade. So it's like, dude, if I was already living in this city and I'm spending and I had this car, it's like not only is it hard for my ego, but it's also like psychologically, it's like,
Mhm.
fuck. Now people think they're fucking depressed because they have a worse car. In reality, they're just being more responsible. But
Yeah.
that goes to my second point is a lot of these people too in info, not to be like classist, but I would say like there are a good amount of like these offer guys who, I mean, they could be bullshitting in their marketing, but a lot of these people claim to be like, you know, oh, like from a single family household or whatever. Um, so it's like, who knows if that's true, but not to be
Yeah.
classist, but a lot of those people, they don't
Yeah.
actually have financial literacy from their dad. Like, for example, my dad's a business owner.
Mm.
He made it, the slow way. It took him 40 years to compound all of that wealth to where it's like he wasn't spending his money on retarded shit. He wears fucking Walmart shoes, but it's like you
Yeah.
don't see the Miami grifters wearing Walmart shoes, but they have like, way less money than any of those guys. So it's a
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's just basically like it, man. Like, dude, as long as like I think like the best way to like not like be in a position to where like you have to downgrade your lifestyle is to like not even start that addiction in the first place, right? Because obviously like I
yeah.
know it like there's a side note, but basically like the best medicine to addiction, like smoking weed, can't like crack whatever, is never to start that shit in the first place. You know what I mean? So therefore, you never
Yeah.
have to downgrade it. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's kind of like in life in general, right? It's like don't be spending millions of fucking dollars, $1,000, then freaking have like and like have a chance to downgrade the entire lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like realistically, do the math about it. Like if you can live an amazing lifestyle, how much does it actually take to make you personally happy? Then just aim for that goal. All that any other money, do not spend that shit. Just save it like later on. Like have like delayed gratification, whatever. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
that's why, bro. Like, that's why freaking Indians are kind of like one of the most successful people in the fucking world, bro. 'Cause they
I just watched
literally,
a video about this.
yeah,
It's
they
true.
literally, they're like fuck everybody else, bro. I want to smell like curry. I'm gonna have nappy ass hair. Oh, sorry, stop. But basically,
It's
but
true
basically,
though.
yeah, like they live below their means and they're fucking more successful than anybody else, right? That's what I'm saying, bro. All those OF girls, I literally know OF girls that went to my school.
Mhm.
She's in Miami right now, you know. Like and like I
Just
guarantee you,
spending
bro.
insane money.
Yeah, and like I'm telling you, like 15 years down the line, bro. I hope that like this doesn't happen, but she's actually smart. Like she might turn to a model. She might like go on Love Island. She might do something else, right? But if OF girls just stay OF girls, their pussy's gonna run out. That like their money's gonna run out, and like they're gonna
Yeah.
be poor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
That's what I'm
those,
saying.
we can talk about course creators. Those
Yeah,
OF girls are literally the scum of they're literally bottom tier scum of the earth.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I think two OF girls. I know one OF girl's pivoting and she's trying to like become a streamer per se because also she knows that like OF is gonna like help her out in the long run. And
Hmm.
another girl, someone else published a OF girl's offer to where like, she's saying, "Here, like it's like, hey, here's how to create a personal brand, like I did."
Wait, is it the
And
Camilla chick?
yeah. So, like,
Yeah, who
yeah,
published her? Yeah, I
I
saw she was
have.
selling it.
Yeah, I have no idea, but like, it's gotta be someone who's like super high up there. I do know some guy who published Quav, like did a looks master school, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know who the hell is publishing Camilla, but hey, bro, I mean, she's smart, but like I'm
It's
like say we
probably
want
her.
better.
She posts about like her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was like her manager or whatever. It's
Oh
probably him or some
shit,
shit. But
yeah,
who knows if he's that smart.
yeah. I mean, if he's dating her, probably not. Bro, why does she come up? Why should she come up on her feed, bro? We're so good. She's like OF girls on us. But yeah, man. I mean, that's like basically it for all I have for like the call or kind of like interview, man. Like, let me know if you have any
Where
questions.
can people find you?
Oh, find me on Instagram, bro. I'll send you a comment. I'll send my Instagram. Like, I guess
I'll
you
put
can
it in
kind of
the
link it below.
comments.
Yeah, yeah, put that shit in the comments.
What's your username? Put it, you can just say it out loud.
Oh shit, yeah, let me actually see real quick. I actually don't even know that shit. Let's see. It's Brandon dot. underscore no spelled NGO. I hope they can see that shit. It's just like
Yeah,
spelled, yeah, Brandon dot underscore NGO. Obviously, I'll give you the link to it. And you could just link it in the description. But yeah, obviously I do post videos as well, but it's kind of like mainly info. It's like educational shit, but I don't think people give a fuck about that right now.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
I feel
but
like most people don't give a fuck about the LARPing shit, so that
yeah.
they want to see educational shit.
Oh yeah, so I guess I'll say my YouTube video, my YouTube channel as well. I did post. Obviously, this interview is gonna go on my channel as well, probably. Or I did actually interview with a client. Actually, that actually came up like how I made $15,000 for a client, averaging like 500 views. So
Oh,
like,
fire.
yeah, yeah. So obviously, hope they enjoy that video if they watch it. But yeah, man, I enjoyed speaking call. This call was actually very helpful. Actually, I actually learned a
Yes,
lot
sir.
talking to
I
you. Yes,
appreciate it. Yeah,
sir.
appreciate you for hopping on. I'll send you
Believe
the
that
recording after.
shit. Yeah, believe that fucking believe the income came with that Kobe guy, bro.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't want his
yeah.
ass on my ass.
I'll
You know what I
quit
mean?
that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. All right, my boy.
All right.
Talk to you.
You're for Stays.